my office in the grease board. The answer is we need more money. Now, what's the question? And that is a reality, right? So everything goes up. A bus from here to Beaumont is more expensive today than it was last year. We have to continue to grow revenue. We have to continue to fundraise. We have to continue to enhance our brand. And obviously having Ryan step up and do that has been a big part of it.
All right, now we're going to go back out to the crowd to Lexi. You got a question?
Yes, we do. I'm here with Mr. Brad.
So let's go back to Hurricane Laura. And yeah. So you could have run real quick, Heath, because, most people probably would. So to your credit, you stayed and you rebuilt this program. But we're talking about how this program is rebuilt. And a lot of times the best thing to do is just clear everything out. So how did Hurricane Laura do that? Did it let you start from the very bottom and build up?
In some ways, sure. I mean, look, there's a lot of people in my staff at the time that decided not to come back, and honestly, that wasn't a horrible thing. But I remember those first couple meetings after the hurricane, and Matt was there. He'll remember. We were literally at a picnic table by the track because we had nowhere to go, and it was so ungodly hot anywhere inside that we literally had to go to the track. Our staff meetings for that week were literally on a track. So I think it just taught you and taught everyone, like, who really wants to be here and who doesn't. If you want to be here, then pull up your, as my dad's in town. I can't believe he left the farm in Maryland to come to my roast in the first football game. My dad, Austin, is my hero. But he taught me a lot. I was a dairy farmer's kid. And it's like, look, you got to get up and go to work. And that was the mantra we had as a staff at that time. There is no air conditioning. There's no fan. We got to figure this out. And no one's going to come help us. No one's going to, we have to do it. And I think, Brad, that type of mentality is what started it. And I think that we've kept the foot on the gas. But again, I will say this, without the community and without people believing in it, and without guys like Ryan, and Ryan Boyd's here, Nick's here from Cajun Air, these people all got on board and said, hey, we want to change this. We want to be something bigger and better than we've ever been. And without people like that, it doesn't happen.
I'll tell you real quick that when he took it over, at first he was like, I don't know about this. He goes, I am sprinting, and these people aren't even getting out of the chair. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna probably have to replace everybody, and you will train the new crop to run like you do. And the efficiency of the AD department and the work ethic of the AD department is so far from the past. It's more along the level of an SEC school. And I've been to many where I've met with the CFOs, ADs, and things like that, getting ideas. And when you look at ours and you compare it, and I'm always honest on comparing things, it is right there with the big schools.
Yeah. And to more to your point is, and I got in a little trouble for writing this and that, but actually probably the best thing that ever happened to McNeese Athletics was the fact that it had to be torn down, and that made it possible to tear it down without anybody complaining about it and saying it was all going to be fresh. There was going to be a new press box, which was needed. There was going to be a new weight room. There was going to be all these things that were needed, but no one wanted to say that. So in that case, it was. And the second thing it did, and not to give him credit because I'm going to hammer him tomorrow night, trust me. But he brought, and we talked about this before he got the job almost, was the place had to grow up. If it was ever going to take the next step, it had to grow up and become a professional athletic department. And that's one thing they did. And one of the main things in doing that is getting and naming rights to facilities, because that's what drives the bus to Beaumont, I guess to say, is because if you didn't have that, you were never going to be more than what the rest of the Southland Conference is going to be. Do you want to stay in the Southland forever and wake up one day and not know who your opponents are, or do you want to make a decision that we're going to decide where our future is? And that's what he did. So,
well, the proof's in the pudding, because if you look at freshman enrollment year this year, the biggest ever, there was 60 kids that transferred from Lafayette to here.
Yeah.
And there was a dozen kids from LA Tech that transferred here. So, yes, So there was a bunch of transfers, and it's because of him. And one of the amazing things, really quick, about Wade is that Wade calls every kid.
Yeah.
He's like him. They don't sleep. It's like they don't stop. And Wade calls every honor roll, banner roll kid and congratulates them on what they've done and everything else, and what he's done on that end. Along with, if you're not winning, nobody wants to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And that's what Heath has done. I mean, this year we have the potential for the greatest year ever in history of McNeese. We have the potential with the talented coaches that we have. You talk about Coach Matt. He can work with anything. That's probably the most amazing thing about him. Some teams are just like, I'm just a throwing team. That's all we're doing, or we're just a running team. He works with what he has, and I think it's going to be impressive all the way around this year.
When we come back, we're going to talk to both coordinators. First, Tyler Bolfing, then Coach Pack, as we talk more football after this on Poke Nation, or on PokeCast. I did it again. We're back at Mr. Bill's on 92.9 The Lake and YouTube PokeVision with PokeCast. I got it right that time, Matt. And so Tyler Bolfing is our guest. Don't forget to ask your questions. If you want to ask, this is offensive coordinator Tyler Bolfing, so ask offensive questions. If you got questions on how many times they're going to throw the football, how many times they're going to run the football, this guy's going to be the one to know. All right, this is going to be your first time back for a game on the sidelines since you were a quarterback here. What are your thoughts about it?
Obviously really excited about it. The memories that I have here playing are obviously very fond ones, and the opportunity to get back into our stadium, be in the hole, be around this community, Southwest Louisiana, really excites me. Wife and family got a tailgating spot just down the road, and excited about all of that. I remember driving in on, Friday mornings as a player and seeing packed parking lots with campers all over the place and people enjoying the tailgating scene and then making their ways in the stadium. And so really, really excited to be back in the hole.
Now, here's the interesting thing that people don't know. You will be the first guy to call plays at McNeese for Matt Viator. He always called his own plays. You're calling the plays this year. What do you think about that? Are you excited about that?
Yeah, obviously really excited about it. Have worked this whole time for this opportunity. And, the good Lord and Coach Viator blessed me with the opportunity to do that. And so really, really excited about the opportunity. Certainly don't take it lightly. But the opportunity to work hand in hand with Coach Viator has been a lot of fun, and look forward to calling plays.
Are you an upstairs guy or on the field guy?
I'll be upstairs.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, you got a nice place now, at least.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
One of the things that everybody talks about is you want balance. But from what I get is you guys are going to do what's working. And you guys are going to run what works best for this offense. In the past couple of years, not to take anything away from people, but it seemed like we were always trying to do stuff that was against the talent we had here. You've really seen this talent now. Are you comfortable with them being able to do multiple things? And how comfortable are you with the quarterback, Jake Strong?
Yeah, well, really excited about the offense as a whole. I think we have guys in multiple positions that can really change the game in a lot of ways for us. I think we've got a group of tight ends that can allow us to throw them the football, that are going to block at a pretty high level. And then I think we've got receivers, a number of them, that give us something in many different ways. I think our stable of running backs is, I've said this for a while, since the spring really, that I think we've got one of the better groups of running backs probably at this level. I'm excited about our offensive line, not quite as deep maybe as we want to be, but good football players up there. And then obviously the strides that Jake's taken over the last couple of weeks, the decision to name him the starter, the way that he's approached his work. He works like a pro. He's up in my office more than any other player on the football team, watching tape constantly. I mean, I'm having to like kick him out of my office. All right, hey, it's time for me to get work done. So I'm excited about his preparation and the opportunity to go out and showcase what he's done to this point.
What won him the job, do you think, more than anything?
I think just if you look over the long haul, his continued growth and his consistency is what gave him the nod. The other thing that I really like that I think a lot of people probably don't see when they're just watching games on Saturdays, maybe from the fan perspective, is just the ability to operate an offense, the ability to communicate with your teammates, the ability to get the ball snapped, to take care of the football, things like that. I think he does that at a very high level. He operates really, really well, and it just feels like we're pretty consistently in a groove when he's the one operating.
You guys went out and brought in some talent on the offensive side, a couple of receivers, but you also got Mekhi Perez back. You also have hopefully a healthy Colby Ham, hopefully a healthy candidate. How important is it, because that kind of extends what you brought in? Those are almost new, fresh faces for you.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. It's I mean, we're really excited about that group, and obviously we'll learn a lot about our football team on Saturday and who we are as an offense on Saturday. But I think with the people that were brought in, plus the healthiness of those guys you mentioned, and the guys that played a lot last year that now have skins on the wall and their numbers are going to be called on. I'm excited about that group and look forward to what they do on Saturday.
We're going to go back out to Lexi right now with a question.
For you.
Hello, Tyler.
Hey, how you doing?
Just wondering, with the new communication system between the coaching staff and the players on the field, number one, is that one player on the field on offense that's allowed to receive the communications? Can he talk back to you? Number two, is it just you, or you and Coach Viator, either one can talk?
Yep.
And number three, hope you got plan B when the system fails and you got your signals made.
Yes, sir. So to answer the first question, I'll be the only one that communicate with the quarterback. Only one guy on the field on offense, one guy on defense, potentially one guy on special teams if one of those coach to players is on the field, can communicate at a time. They can only hear me. They cannot talk back to me. And yes, we're, because we really didn't know for sure until about halfway through the summer that we were going to get coach to player. So we had been planning this whole time as if we weren't going to have that. And so really it's just an added benefit for us as an offense. So yes, if communication fails, if technology fails, then we'll be just fine.
Always thinking negative. Oh, everything will go fine. Nothing could possibly ever go wrong. Come on now. It's the first week. Nothing can go possibly wrong. We talked a lot about, is there a style you want to run, or is it a balance thing that you guys want to be? How much do you think you have to do that for?
Well, I want to be balanced in everything that we do. I love running the football. I love letting our offensive line, our tight ends, impose their will on people. I love handing the football to the stable of running backs that we have and let them go to work. But at the same time, I want to be able to take advantage of when people load the box, being able to create big plays in the throw game and let our receivers and let our tight ends stretch people down the field. And so, obviously from game to game that changes based upon what defenses are doing, but we're going to try to dictate the terms of that and want to have balance, but yet have an attacking mindset in all that we do.
I asked you this for the newspaper once, but I haven't asked you this for here, is you were in a quarterback controversy or a quarterback competition when you were here, and you split time. Did you get an extra different look this time as a coach because of that? And how much did you kind of lean on that as you were going through years this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think every opportunity you have in life to go through something like that is an opportunity to grow. And, at times in 2014, things didn't necessarily go the way that I wanted them to go. And then obviously the decision was made to go with Daniel in 15, which was obviously the right decision. I mean, I can't knock that 10-0 and an unbelievable football season. But I learned a lot, about myself and my character, and I do think it set me up to handle this situation at a pretty high level. I communicated with the quarterbacks from the very beginning is I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I'm going to tell you where you stand. And at some point in time, I'm going to have a conversation that one guy really likes, and I'm going to have a conversation that two guys aren't nearly as excited about. But I think they respected the fact that I was open and transparent with them the whole time. And then the other thing that I've mentioned to you before as well is, 3 years in a row when I was in the Big 12, a backup quarterback won the Big 12 championship game. And so I've consistently preached that message to the other guys about, hey, you have to stay ready because at some point their number is going to be called on and we're going to need them to win a football game.
And with that in mind, how is Alex Flores' hand?
Good. He's back healthy. He's been practicing full go this week. I'm excited about the progress that he's made. Hated that he had to go through that there towards the end of the competition, but he's progressed well. He's healthy and has had a good week of practice so far.
And Lipper, what about you guys? Seem to like him a lot. You talk about him a lot, and you want to package with him. What do you like about him? Because he's a young, big kid.
He is. He's a young, big kid that can throw the football and can run the football. I'm really excited about the growth that Devin has shown since I've been here, and I think he's got a chance to be a special football player here down the road. And so we'll see what it looks like exactly for him come Saturdays, but he's going to be involved in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, so they're coming here as an NAIA school. You know how important it is for them because they're playing up, because you almost started a game where you beat Nebraska.
Yeah.
So you know what they're going to come with. Have you been able to kind of teach or talk to your kids about that and about to expect? Because for them, they've admitted to us this week, this is the biggest game of the year for them.
Yeah, no question. I haven't specifically addressed that with the offensive players, but I think what the kids sense from, or I hope that they've sensed from me, is the fact that we've approached our work this week no different than any other game that we're going to play at any point in time this season. Coaching them really hard, preparing them really hard, being extra detailed in meetings and in our unit meetings, and so that the kids understand that, hey, this is no different than if we were playing for a Southland Conference championship on Saturday. I think our level of preparation as a staff and the way that we've attacked that and talked about things is, hey, this is the first game on the schedule, and we got to go 1-0, and that's the plan. And so haven't necessarily talked specifically about this is the biggest game for them because it's a big game for us. I mean, it's our first game as a new program here, and I think the kids are really excited, and I've been impressed with the way that they've approached the week so far.
Did you ever go back and think about that Nebraska game?
Every once in a while, or the kids will remind me of it, or they say they looked up highlights every once in a while, but try not to think about it too much.
To be that close?
Hurts.
So what do you want to see for your team? How much of the offense will be in, and how much do you think it's going to evolve for the year?
Yeah, well, I guess, how much to win the football game. And we're not holding things. We're not doing things because we think that we're able to do so. I mean, we're coming in this game like we need all of our bullets in the chamber to win this football game. And so that's how we've prepped. And I think we're going to be in good shape. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the way the kids have worked these first couple of days, and need a good, clean practice tomorrow. Want operations to be clean. Want us to be in and out of the huddle, get lined up, run ball plays, eliminate penalties, protect the football.
And don't forget, you actually the 1 year tied LSU thanks to the rain.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sure did.
So I remember that.
Yep.
That was the longest I. When we come back, we're going to talk defense with Coach Pack after this on PokeCast. We're back at Mr. Bill's on 92.9 The Lake and YouTube PokeVision. You can watch this when you get home if you want. Don't forget, last chance for you to ask questions to the coach. Tony Pecoraro is our coach, defensive coordinator. Coach, a lot of changes from last year for your team as far as personnel goes, but you're able to keep the same system. Last year you had a lot of injuries. That meant a lot of kids got to play. How important was that, and how much have you seen that growth because of that, the kids that had to play?
Yeah, I think that's going to be huge for us coming into this year, especially the linebacker position. Losing Michael, this year, and even last year when he got hurt, he's had us set up for 4 games. Like I said before, it really benefited Jordy Toston, Peyton Lemaire, Landon Barrett. So I think that's good for them, especially coming into the season. And then we lost a lot in the secondary.
Lost a lot in the secondary.
Yeah.
But one of the things is all the kids have said, especially the front 7, I guess, is that they think it's going to be a defense by committee. There's a lot of kids that can make plays if they stay healthy. Very deep in the defensive line, though, this year. I know you're very happy about that.
Extremely.
Especially probably this week because they're going to play up tempo. They're going to test you.
Yeah.
You said you could rotate as many as 12 this year.
Yeah,
and feel comfortable.
Yeah, I believe that.
How important is that? Because that's the one thing that's happened to you guys the last 2 years, especially a couple years ago, is you really wore down as games went on. How important is that to be able to rotate those guys?
It's huge. I mean, the game of football is won in the trenches to me, especially offensive, defensive line-wise. And, from my time here, I remember moving an offensive lineman, to the defensive line going into the season before. So now we got 19 guys pretty much on the roster on defensive line. I do feel like we could play about 12 guys. We can definitely roll 10 without even thinking about it, which I'm extremely happy about. I think that's going to be huge, especially for the season.
There's been a lot of guys step up. Macy's looked like very good so far. Who else has looked good on the defensive line? Because I think I look at kids like Philip Bradford. Looks like he's taken a step.
He has.
And some of the other guys that have kind of taken a step from last year.
I mean, Macy looks great for sure. Philip Bradford is huge. I mean, we recruited him as a freshman. He actually had to go through a lot of adversity to get to this point here. He came in as a big-time recruit for us. We were expecting big things. Then all of a sudden he got sick. He went from 280 pounds down to 220. Didn't know how he was even going to finish football, if he's going to play football again. And now he's back up to 285. He looks great. He's moving great. So I think him in the bandit position, which is our field defensive end with Macy Lewis and him, is a strong combination. I don't think you lose anything when you have to pull one out. You put the next one in, and I think you're still rolling. I'm excited about that. And then defensive line-wise, also A.J. Thomas, I think, is going to have a big year. I mean, he's practicing his butt off. Behind him, Jordan Allen, I think, is going to be somebody who kind of comes in and really gives us a big boost. He does a really good job of running to the football. He's quick. He's twitchy. I'm excited about him, especially rushing a passer. And then, we got Keenan coming in, the defensive tackle, and Wellen Williams probably has played as much as anybody in the country as far as defensive tackle reps. So I'm really excited about him. Then you got Don Bolden, basically coming in, backing up at the nose position. And Tony Gibson's had a really good camp. I'm really excited about him. So.
Yeah, Bolden came in last year.
Yeah.
Didn't play as much as you thought he was going to play, probably. But he's looked like he has taken a step forward.
He majorly has. I mean, when we first recruited him, he was about 300 pounds. And then he got here, and he went down to 275. So last year he was playing at 275. It wasn't big enough. He was kind of getting pushed around a little bit inside, especially when you kind of got to take on double teams. Did a great job of changing his body, back to 300 pounds. Moves great for a big guy. I'm excited about him.
Yeah, and the defensive line, you've said a little bit that you think you can really lean on it this year. But really the one thing is they have to be able to rush the passer a little better. That kind of makes things happen, get some turnovers, kind of create some havoc.
Yeah, I think with AJ and Macy as you're starting basically your field and your boundary ends, they've done a phenomenal job of getting to the passer right now. And I think Phillip and Jordan bring a lot of that too. So I'm excited about that.
Last year you said you felt like you took a big step, but you also got back to attack football, playing more of attack defensive football. Do you still feel that way this year with this group?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we'll be similar as far as what we did. Especially because, the back end is basically brand new. The only one I got back, Vaughn Davis has played a ton of football here. Since I've been here, he's played a ton, which is huge for us. But then Marquell Price played a little bit. Other than that, everybody's brand new, So we're going to be very similar, especially early in the season, and we'll grow as the season progresses.
But one thing you guys do have in the secondary is you got a lot of size.
We do.
You got a
length.
lot of 6'2" kids back there that look like they can hit but also cover. What's it like to have 6'2" kids in this league?
I love it. I think Marquell Price at 6'2" corner. Mason Edwards, a 6'2" corner we got from Utah State.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a really dynamic year, to be honest with you. I think he's a really good man coverage player. Ryan Robertson comes in, too. I mean, we're pretty – we don't have a lot of game rep experience there, but as far as potential is concerned, we got a really good group.
And also they've been in big programs,
They
in
have.
FBS programs, which always helps. And you get those reps in practice, if nothing else, against top receivers.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
two of them.
Robinson's was at Iowa State and LSU. So
Yeah, exactly.
he's seen the best.
Exactly.
The interesting thing with your defense the last couple of years is how much the big step it took last year in physicality. It was almost like 2 years ago you couldn't do that because of the numbers thing. But last year it really seemed like you stepped up. Have you taken that third step now?
I think so. I mean, we're about to find out here pretty soon, but I do. I believe that they're fully bought in. I think they know the system works, and I think that a lot of these guys, for me, like Vaughn Davis, Macy Lewis, Philip Bradford, those are guys that we got in that first kind of class. So it's their time. It's their time to shine now. So and I think they're about ready to step up.
Do they? Talking to Macy especially, is he understands the growth of this program and what this year means. Do you feel like the kids feel the same way? They feel the buzz, but also they understand that all this has come together kind of for this year, that all these things are now being created in that?
I think there's a lot of buzz. Coach Viator coming back is huge. The stadium, press box being reopened, huge. And, the potential to really, show what we really have been in the past. And I think they believe that. I think we fully believe that. In the locker room, I feel like everybody believes that. I think the coaching staff believes that. And now it's just time to go to work.
We got Lexi, we got questions?
Yes, I'm here with Mr. Lynn. It's kind of a statement, maybe question.
Coach, I read an article in Lanyap today talking about the DWA back again. Coach Kirby Brookhouse, many years, one of the greatest defensive coordinators we had, and also Lance Guidry's. So that was great to see that you brought back the DWA for the defense.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, it was really cool, actually, the first time that the players got to wear the jerseys in practice and to see how much it, boosted them up and gave them, a little bit of pride. And they love it, and anybody who gets that DWA jersey taken away, which we've taken away from some people and rotated it, they don't like it, So it's a major sense of pride, especially for a program that is built on the DWA, and I think it's awesome to be part of that.
Was that the kids' idea to bring it back, or?
No. Previously, it's been here,
Yeah.
and then our equipment manager had him, so MVP had him, so he's like, hey, we've done this in the past. What do you think? I was like, I love it. I mean, let's do that. As long as Coach V is ready to do that. And then we got, asked Coach V. He was all about it. And, I mean, I love it. I mean, I think it's huge.
Oh, we got another question for you.
And I'm here with Mr. Lawrence.
Hey, Coach.
What's up, man?
On the same question I had for Tyler, who are you communicating with on defense to call the plays?
On defense, we'll actually speak with a linebacker. So we're going to kind of do it a little differently than the offense. It's, we're going to make sure that we're still probably signal some as well, but because I don't want to, the middle backer basically is going to get it, but he's in the middle of the defense, so he can basically talk to the back end and to the front. It's going to be a little different because, tempo, you just don't want to rely on that. And in the first game one, we're going to have tempo. But I think it's good for communication as far as, giving, tips and reminders. Let's say it's, third and long, and there might be doing some kind of tendency deal. He can get that communicated. Hey, screen down. So he can say, hey, D-line alert screen, or alert draw, or, here comes a pass, or whatever it is. I think that's how defensively we're going to probably use it a little bit more, is more of for tendency type of deals. I talked to actually a lot of coordinators around the country and who've used it last year and kind of got their thoughts on it. Everybody's been kind of different on that. I think that's kind of how we're going to use it, though. That's kind of our plan. I'm on the field. Yeah, I'm on the field.
What do you know about Louisiana Christian? Do you know much about them? Some of
Yeah,
the kids,
oh,
a lot of kids are local
Yeah.
or Louisiana kids, so you've probably seen them and seen tape on them. But what do you know about them?
I mean, it's a good program. I mean, they're from Louisiana, so they're going to have good football players. They're going to have speed. They're going to be good, So, I mean, we got to come ready to go to work, and I think we will. But, as I look at them, they got a transfer quarterback just came in, from where Yusuf was from last year. He played at the same school, So He's coming in. Their running back is a returner who rushed for almost 600 yards. And then they got a receiver, E.J. Scott, who basically had about 650 yards. So they'll be a talented football team. You know what I'm saying? We just got to come ready to work.
They do seem to play up-tempo. At least that's what it looks like. But they're not really an up-tempo throw it every down. They like to run the football. They'll run it 30, 35 times if they can.
Yeah, I think it's even more than that. I mean, the offensive coordinator is an offensive line coach. So he's going to, like to run the football and max per pro. It's not going to be a lot of just straight-up drop back. It's going to be pretty much run, RPOs, max pro shots. And, that's pretty much what I think they're going to wind up doing.
So what do you think of Nichols beating UIW?
That's huge.
As a defensive guy,
yeah, that's huge.
Did you see what they did?
Yeah, I watched the game. Of course I watched the game. We had off that day, so I got to watch that. And I thought Nichols' defense played hard. They played fast. They played physical. And they did a good job versus Cardinal Ward's offense.
Okay, that's a tough offense.
It is.
Especially first game out of the gate.
It is. I mean, the Torres kid is a good quarterback for him. And, I thought they did a really good job against them. Forcing turnovers, got to the quarterback. I think Nichols does a good job of playing good defense, running the football and not beating themselves.
Yeah, so it kind of sends a message that this league is wide open a little bit too.
Definitely. I think that's the most important part about it.
So just a quick question for you. You got any advice for people that are going to be taking shots at Heath Schwer tomorrow night on the roast?
No, I'll stay out of that one right there.
Why?
He's great to me, so I got no problem with
A year ago, you guys went from no wins to 6 wins. But you left some games on the table. You could have possibly been an 8. Are you confident that this team's ready to take that step?
Yeah, I am. I think, kind of like we were talking about earlier, I think the locker room senses that, we left some money on the table, basically. And I think that they believe in themselves. And, it is really cool, especially coming into this week. Coach Viator's tied, right, for the all-time wins. And this is a team that actually can make history and put him into the record books as number 1, all by him lonesome. So I think there's a lot of pride in that. There's a lot of excitement behind that as well.
And obviously what are you going to think? It'll be the first year where you get to actually see a press box.
Oh, I'm excited about it. It looks great. I mean, that's a humongous press box. There's a lot of work that's been put into that. It's awesome to be a part of that, to be honest with you. I'm really excited about this weekend, especially because of the buzz and the energy, and I'm excited. I really am. I know the kids are. I am too.
All right, Coach Pecoraro, thank you for your time. Let's see if McNeese's defense can start off quick. NAIA schools are kind of good. This is their biggest game, so don't be surprised if they come out here and with everything they got for them. Don't forget, 90 minutes before the game on Saturday, the gates will open up. If you want to get there, tailgating is all day. Fireworks show afterwards. Concert inside the Legacy Center on Friday night. And if you got nothing else to do tomorrow night, you can watch Heath Schwer get roasted like he's on the open spigot. We'll see you next week on PokeCast.